Um, Hi everyone. This is episode 4 of Let's Talk About You. I'm Laurent from Red Dolphin, and today I want to present to our community our historical partner, the one Red Dolphin started with in 2013, I guess. Backtrack. Welcome on board, Keith Northaker, and thanks for joining me today.
Laurent, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. It's been a long relationship between Red Dolphin and Backtrack, right?
It has been. It's been fun to see the evolution of technology and commerce since we've worked together.
And you know that, but our community probably doesn't figure out. But we certainly have over 20,000 users of Backtracks just in Switzerland. After all those years, and I really thought it was about time to give you the possibility and give them the chance to hear from the founder of Backtrack, from the company producing the breathalyzers that are so famous now in Switzerland. So Keith, how about starting? You tell us a few words about uh, the company, the brand you created. How did it all start?
I thought it was crazy that law enforcement in the US could test you when you were driving with a breath alcohol tester, but consumers had no way of knowing their own alcohol level, right? It was weird that technology was only on one side and not on the other. So I looked into some alcohol testing technologies, and there were some technologies that we could make affordable, and Backtrack tried to make them look good and make them like products people would actually want to use and buy. And this is a long time ago. This is 20 years ago. This is before Fitbit and quantified self and Apple Watches, So at the time, it was a little different for people to test themselves. But we pushed ahead and we really helped create the whole category of personal alcohol monitoring devices.
Yeah. Which year did you create the company?
In 2001.
All right. So that's, yeah, quite some time ago.
I'm
And
so old now, Laurent. I've been doing this for so long. It's great. And things have just evolved so much. We were an e-commerce store with one product to start. And now we have such great distribution and distribution partners like you overseas. We're working on some very exciting software and hardware right now. So it's been fun to see the journey and look back where we started and how the market just didn't exist at all to now people know alcohol testing. They know that you can measure your own blood alcohol content. They know that there are different ways to do it, breath and through your skin, and many, many new and exciting ways. So it's been fun.
yeah, so yeah, and in the beginning also, um, peop yeah, it was a blood test that people had to go through to determine with the best level of accuracy how many alcohol was in their blood and body, and what was the concentration. And the your products and breathalyzer category moved this to something much easier for people to test themselves, as you said.
Exactly. For a consumer to use a product, it needs to be small, it needs to be affordable, but it still needs to be accurate. So that's what we've been working to do for a long time. Take a law enforcement technology that did exist for decades and shrink it down. Nobody's going to carry this around with them, but if you can make it this big or so, the bar is lower for people carrying around a product that could save their life.
Yeah, and for me, and that was one of the first product we had put on the Swiss market. The mobile version was a game changer. Can you tell us a few words about, because before a breathalyzer would have to look a black or gray ugly box like what the police has been using, and that's it. And you changed everything. You made it connected. You made it a nice design with white and blue and a blue LED. So you completely changed everything. What happened? What came through your mind?
Yeah, well, thank you for the compliments on the products there. When we started looking into a smartphone connected breathalyzer in 2012, and 2013 was really when we launched the first smartphone connected breathalyzer. So Backtrack Mobile is a product that we launched then, connects via Bluetooth to a smartphone. I don't know if you know this. We actually were doing some stuff way before that. We actually made a prototype breathalyzer that connected to an iPod. So before the iPhone was even around, we had one that plugged in into a port in the iPod, and you would blow into it, and you could see your result on the iPod. That product, we had to kill it because Apple ended up blocking that and saying that wasn't an intended use for with an iPod. So we have been thinking about different integrations with different technologies for many, many years. And finally, once Apple really opened it up, it allowed us to do so much more. When you have a smartphone, you have a nice big screen that everybody has that we can make use of. And so one of the first features that we created when we had a smartphone available was people could see with a graph visually how long it would take for their BAC to return to zero. We call that our zero line feature. So you can have a very small device and a lot of information on your smartphone about what you're doing, drinking, how long it'll take for your BAC to return to zero, other metrics. So for a lot of companies and like us, having a smartphone technology that we were compatible with was a game changer.
Yeah, and also you got engaged with certification process with the FDA.
We did. So that was very early on. We did the first 510K application for a breath alcohol tester for consumer use. So we were the first company to ever receive that from the US Food and Drug Administration back, I think that was around 2003.
Wow, yeah. And so for me, the mobile version, yeah, completely changed the space in the breathalyzers. And somehow you did it again with the keychain C6 and the C8. So those are actually my car keys.
I love it. I love it. That's great. You're staying safe and being smart.
And how important are those products? Because they are certainly our top sellers now.
Yeah, what those use, they use a technology called fuel cell technology. And again, I keep going back to, and I'm holding my hands up because fuel cell technology used to be only for big, ugly products. And you're right, we did take it and we shrunk it down and we made it small, but we maintained accuracy, right? People want to know, like, hey, is my result accurate? So yes, we kept trying to do everything we could, squeezing out any little bit of space and size and cost to make it something that anybody can purchase and make it look good. So if you need a holiday gift, hey, why not a Backtrack for a holiday gift? So I think that's been a key part of our success, really having the consumer in mind and the consumer needs, and taking this technology and making it available and look good and be affordable for consumers.
And maybe I want you to expand a bit on something you are developing for the US market that we don't yet see in Europe and in Switzerland, is your engagement and support to helping drivers who lost their driving license to recover it and be monitored and use Backtrack as an evidence, as a proof of them not drinking again. That's because some people could say you are just selling hardware to make money. And I see your vision to be much stronger and wider than this.
Yes. So what you're describing is our Backtrack View service. And we talked about how important it was to connect to a smartphone. Once you have a smartphone, and once every single person has a smartphone in their pocket, you have a front-facing camera to record yourself. You have GPS. You have a cell connection and Wi-Fi connections. So we created Backtrack View, which I'm going to just show you how it would work. Somebody can blow in to a Backtrack and record themselves. And that video and their test result from the device can go to somebody else monitoring them. It could be a family member monitoring somebody else who is having alcohol issues. It could be a court system monitoring somebody that is not allowed to have any alcohol at all. So somebody has to do this and prove their sobriety every day. In some cases, 5 times a day, they're taking a test and proving that sobriety. And I think some of the older solutions for that were uncomfortable and bulky and very expensive. And again,
or you probably had to show yourself directly in the office of someone
exactly
who has the right and the authority to certify this.
Exactly. This is a much better solution than going in and doing urine testing, having a blood test, having to go somewhere and take a test. Why do that when you can have a solution that Backtrack offers that allows you to prove your sobriety just right there with a smartphone and a Backtrack device? So, we thought that would be something people would maybe use. We weren't sure. And sure enough, we put it out on the market. We did a lot of customer interviews. We really asked people, like, how is this impacting your life? And people said, this is amazing. Like, people who were not drinking could say, I'm able to prove to my family that I'm sober. Or families could say, hey, I know now that my son or daughter or family member, I feel better sleeping at night because we know that they're not drinking. We're monitoring them. So it's helped people rebuild trust, and it's really using just modern technologies to do that.
Mm-hmm. And this is not the end of innovation, because I believe you are keeping some innovation, maybe secret until now, but maybe you can disclose a few things about what's coming next in the space of alcohol testing.
Yeah, as soon as we end our innovation, our company will end. We have always been innovating. So Laurent, you'll know no more interviews with Keith if we stop doing R&D. We're all about coming up with new products and services that we hope can benefit people and be a real value add. So one of those technologies that we've worked on for a long time can help measure somebody's transdermal alcohol content. And a lot of people are familiar with blood alcohol content. When you blow into a Backtrack, this will estimate your blood alcohol content from your breath. But when you drink alcohol, a very small bit of it will expire through your skin, through your actual skin. So we created a biosensor and a wristband here, and I'm wearing it. This is called Backtrack Skyn, SKYN, and you wear it on your wrist. And this device picks up the alcohol that's coming out of you. And we have a machine learning model that can estimate blood alcohol content based on your transdermal alcohol content, what's coming out through your skin. So it's very different in a number of ways. Number one, I don't have to do anything. We're talking right now, and this is monitoring me.
How many measures per hour do you get? Or
yeah, right now this is set to sample every 20 seconds. So there are exponentially more data points for analysis and for if you're doing monitoring for people to look at during monitoring versus with a breath test. This is one point in time. I have to wait for it to warm up and then I blow and then the result is there versus this is sampling all the time. So it's something we've worked on for a long time. We're excited with the technology that we have, and we're excited to get it out in the market.
So everybody believes you're wearing a Fitbit, but in fact, you have a backtrack on your wrist.
I do, yes. And my son loves to tap it and see the light come on, and he asked me what it is because yes, it looks like just a normal, smartwatch or other wearable device, but it's has completely different technology that's measuring a different, measuring something else in your body. So it looks the same, but measuring something different, and that's what we want to do. We want our products to look good on people or with people. If you pull out a backtrack in a restaurant and you're testing yourself to make sure you're safe, people don't want to be embarrassed. They want to say, wow, that looks great. Same here. We wanted this to be sleek and small, something that anybody would be comfortable wearing.
Wow. So more to come on this, in 2022, I guess that's when we start seeing, that will be, of course, your top, very high-end technology, complementing what you already have. So the C6 and the C8 will remain key solutions for most of the users, but you are enabling this new approach, this wearable of BAC during next year, and wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. We have a great team that, like we said earlier, is passionate about innovation and R&D and trying to see where we can take the technology. So, some things work, some things don't. So we're always trying to experiment.
Good, but it's reassuring and it's great that we keep seeing Backtrack coming with innovation, new solutions, and we will be partnering with you, offering those to our customers in the coming years. So thanks, Keith, for sharing with us your vision, your roadmap, your new products, and what makes Backtrack the leader in the breathalyzers.
Absolutely, Laurent. It's always great to speak with you. It's great when we get to see each other in person at events or trade shows, but really fun to chat with you here now.
All right. So thank you, Keith, for coming in this episode, and we'll keep introducing new Backtrack products as you release them. And thanks for being such a great partner with Red Dolphin.
Thank you, Laurent.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.